Hello everyone and welcome back to City Beat. We are your television guide to what's happening in today's Shanghai. Let's check out today's headlines.
This week on City Beat, for foreigners, making the move to Shanghai isn't always easy. Rock climbing is reaching new heights in popularity as the latest sports craze to hit Shanghai. And at this mooncake workshop, you can make your cake and eat it too.
As China opens up to the world, more and more foreigners are arriving on its shores. Some come just to visit, but others come to stay. Today, some expats invite us in to talk intimately about the complex process of moving to a foreign country.
To learn, the challenge, and of course there's just great economic opportunity here.
My husband works for a company and they gave us a choice and we thought it would be a fantastic opportunity.
I was doing extremely well in London, had all sorts of things going on, and they asked me to come out and have a look at the project and see if I'd be interested in doing a sort of a branded restaurant concept around what I do and my style and my concept. And so when I saw the building, I decided I had to come.
David and I met in Hong Kong, so the idea of coming back to Asia was very appealing after living in London for 3 years. And we discussed it and sort of weighed up pros and cons and then decided we'd go for it. Come back to Asia and try something new in Shanghai.
Together, he and the family moved to Shanghai, where David now works as the head chef of Laris, a restaurant at 3 on the Bund. Work is the #1 reason people pick up and come to China as expatriates. And once they arrive, they have to face many challenges. For anyone, moving to a different country is a major, life-altering decision.
There is no life in London anymore.
We've got to figure out housing, my husband's work, transportation, children have friends, they have activities, so it's been very overwhelming.
It was actually a lot simpler than most people think. We just kind of decided, shall we go? Okay. Obviously sorted out things behind at home with the house and getting rid of the car and all that sort of thing, and checked we had the right shots and Josephine was okay, and once that was in order, no, that was it.
For those who do find the move over to China too much of a hassle, they can get help from a relocation service.
Basically, it's getting people set up here, because it certainly is very different here to other countries, and the language also is a difficulty. So, and for clients that come here, it can be very hard and they don't know where to start or what to do. So the relocation service just takes away the pain.
Relocation services help expats to settle in by finding them housing, schools, and household staff. They also act as guides, showing clients around the city. For newly arrived expats who don't speak Chinese, getting around town can be a complex ordeal.
Getting used to not having a car, to going outside, getting in my car and going up the street, getting exactly what I want on the aisle that I wanted it from and get back in the car and go home, it could be an all-day adventure.
Newcomers often turn to taxi cards. The cards list hundreds of places in English, Pinyin, and Chinese characters to show to taxi drivers. But expats will soon have a new high-tech alternative to resolve their language difficulties.
这是我的护照.
It's a very difficult language to learn in a short period of time. So for expats who recently arrived, they'll benefit from this translator. Excuse me.
您能推荐个宾馆吗?
Set to launch in December, this new software package includes language lessons, introductory movies, as well as the translation device that speaks Chinese for you. It is designed to help solve the most basic obstacles foreigners face in China. Yet what often proves more difficult to overcome in the long term is the cultural barrier. There's also assistance available on this front, though, with cross-cultural training.
Cross-cultural training is actually learning about people from a different culture, their different behaviors, their different attitudes, and their different value systems as compared to your own.
Chinese people don't know what's within my area of expertise, so they can't explain it in a way I can understand it. I can learn more quickly and more focused from people that are on the pathway ahead of me, that is, expats that have been here for a longer period of time.
Learning Chinese is probably the best method of adapting, but it's also the most challenging. Children do, however, learn faster than adults.
I'm trying to learn the language. I'm doing very badly at it, but I'm trying, and hopefully in a few years I'll actually crack that.
Some days I think, great, I love it, this is fine, I'm going to get there. And then the next day I'll just have a lesson where I think, nah, that's it, I'm never going to get this. It seems the more I learn, then the harder it gets.
Whether they're here for 2 years or 10, expats want to feel at home in Shanghai. With a positive attitude, they usually succeed.
Yeah, left family behind and friends behind in different places, but they're still there, so they'll always be there. So it just means you collect more friends along the way.
And after 2 or 3 days, I find that almost every client feels very relieved with what they've seen. The way that Shanghai now caters for expatriates is excellent.
And I know a lot of people already, and being in this business, you get to meet people all the time, and I think that's one of the biggest hurdles when you move to a new city is knowing people and developing friendships. And when that starts to happen, it starts to feel like home.